I don't know who this guy is, and I want somebody to help me tag him. But you can see that this young man is a detribalized Nigerian who want the good of Nigeria. I've repeatedly said it that I am not in support of Igbo presidency. Not because I will be angry that the Igbo man rule Nigeria, or not because I'm fighting for Biafra. No. I'm of the opinion that the way Nigeria is run today, Igbo man should concentrate on his own, become selfish for the first time. Let an Igbo man go and do well in their state. Build Ali Igbo, the 5 eastern states, to compete with Abuja and Lagos in terms of infrastructure, in terms of good road, in terms of economic growth, in terms of industrialization, in terms of good security, light, stable, and all those things. Let the social amenity be in abundance. Then the Nigerians will turn to look at you. You see that the campaign they use for Tinubu is that Tinubu built Lagos. But they can't say that. You see people coming to say, what did Obi do in Anambra? Because there have not been a tangible, feasible thing that people will see. Yes, we know that fact and figures show that Igbos are developing well, Anambra is doing well, he do this, he do that. But let us concentrate more on ourselves. People have rejected us. Let us not force ourselves into them. And I'm saying this, that all of us should be involved in politics. When I'm saying this, I'm not saying that because I say Igbo should concentrate, you not know. When I said Igbo should be involved in politics, drop this agitation. Nigerian government does not win, does not allow election to be won, election is rigged, our vote does not count. That excuse is the reason your vote does not count. This excuse is the reason why your vote will never count. Because you remove yourself from the equation by excuses and then expect the excuse not to change. We must be involved in politics. Vote your governors. Vote your senators. Vote your House of Rep. Vote your local government chairman. Vote your councillors. These are your people. These are not presidency. Once you get it right at home, it is easier for you to win it at federal level. It is easier. Once you vote the right people that will do the right work for us, it is easier for us to build ourselves and get it right in the federal level. This charity begins at home. This is the reason why people like me are making videos. However, I want you to watch the next video and see the idea this guy is bringing in. I'm not in support of Obi being a VP. I can say time without number. I'm not in support of being a VP, but this guy has a different opinion.
All right, this video is a follow-up video to the one I made yesterday when I spoke about Peter Obi's defection to ADC from Labour Party and the tears from Tinubu supporters and everything, from tears from the presidency also, which was very, and many people have misconstrued that tears to feel like, oh, they were scared of, and Peter Obi has joined this, they are scared. No, they are scared of actually, their major fear is that there is now a united opposition, and they understand the force Peter Obi is coming with. Now he has millions of loyalists behind him, so they are scared of that. And when you match that with Tinubu has already been rejected in the north. That's facts. If you don't understand this, if you think I'm lying, that's left for you. But they are scared with that force coming from Peter Obi, with the north coming together. They are scared of that. And that's exactly what you're seeing happening right now. But let me read a comment that made me make this particular video, because I was like, I'm going to respond to this video, make a video as a response to this comment, because I know many people are thinking towards this line of this comment, and I feel like I promised to respond to this on the comment section on IG. This guy said, I only support the coalition that produces Peter Obi as the flag bearer. I can still manage and support a southern candidate, else make Tinubu finish his 8 years old. No emotions attached. And I responded and I was like, you are already speaking with emotions. Maybe I just might address your point in the video. Anyone that thinks Tinubu should have a second term is either not rational or doesn't understand the stakes. And here I'm here to discuss the stakes. I will try and be as brief as possible. The stakes are this. Democracy is meant to be government of the people, for the people, by the people. Which means no matter how bad the president is, no matter how bad the government is, the people should be able to decide their fate and choose the next person. that will come after the current occupants of power. But what you get with Bola Ahmed Tinubu following his antecedents is that you can never, as a people, decide your fate anymore with Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the center. You doubt me? Let's go back to 1999. In 1999, 36 people emerged as governors in Nigeria, our return back to democracy, across 36 states. And in these 36 people that emerged as governor, till today we are speaking, none of them can stand today in their states and say, I will choose and dictate who will be the next governor of my state, except one person. And that person is in the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So the next governor that will take over from Sanwo-Olu in Lagos, Tinubu will decide that person, not Lagosians. That is the most scary part of democracy. That is not democracy. They don't practice democracy in Lagos. They practice Tinubu-ocracy. Government of Tinubu, by Tinubu, for Tinubu. If you come in and you don't move according to his so-called blueprint, he takes you out like he took out Ambode, a working and performing governor. And the people will all toe the line and say, yes, sir. And he's already bringing same practice to the center right now. We are seeing governors that want tickets on other parties being decamped. We are seeing governors being forced to come to the APC. He's actually intentionally in his first tenure making sure that all the governors move to his party. We are seeing how he has destabilized all the opposition parties. Labour Party hijacked it. PDP hijacked it. We are seeing all these things at play. He's actively working towards turning Nigeria to a one-party state. In his own mind, it is even preferable that in 2027, nobody runs. He runs alone. That is what is at play. And that is the danger that Nigerians have to understand. Every other person can come in as president and will do an abysmal job like Tinubu is doing right now. But one thing that is sacrosanct is that they will go like Buhari went, like Jonathan went, like Obasanjo went. But Tinubu will not go. Tinubu will stay. That is the problem. With a rubber stamp Senate that we have today, with the likes of the Akpabio that cannot think for themselves or act for themselves, that when he enters our Senate, they will not sing our national anthem. They'll be singing, "On your mandate we shall." Look at the sycophants. If Tinubu, God forbid it, consolidate 2027, and he comes out and say, let me try that thing Obasanjo wanted to try. Top 10. Tell me one senator that will stand against him. When our Supreme Court today has justified and said Tinubu has the right and the power to remove a sitting governor with immunity, who can stop Tinubu from having a third term in Nigeria? All your civil societies have been bought. Your religious leaders have been bought. Your traditional rulers have been bought. Your opinion shapers have been bought. Everybody is in this man's camp. The poor Nigerians cannot even have a say. This is not a man you should allow a second term. And for this to happen, there must be concessions. There must be sacrifices that have to be made. Painfully. I must not agree with the sacrifice and the concessions that will be made, but it is our own good as a country that we must do what we have to do to get votes from the south and from the north in our millions. Come out and reject Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027. Anything short of that, let's kiss democracy goodbye. This is the stake that many people that are shouting Southern presidency do not understand today or are not seeing. If Tinubu wins 2027 and he wants a third term, what will you do? You will just be online shouting and screaming and shouting. Then you understand that it was never about Southern candidate. It was about Tinubu's candidate. Because if it was about Southern candidate, Tinubu joined with the North to take out Jonathan. Because this is politics. Politics is not about emotions. You cannot win. I love Peter Obi and I want Peter Obi to be the next president, but Peter Obi cannot win elections alone. He needs the votes of the North. He needs the votes from the North in their millions. So concessions have to be made. Sacrifices have to be made. These are the things that we have to tell ourselves this truth early. Very, very, very early. Because Tinubu is not here to play. All our southern governors have been bought. Look at what Oti just did. Oti is in Tinubu's. All your southern governors, southeastern governors, their plan is that at least they will try and see how they will steal and give him 25% vote. That is the plan. Because he's trying to build a southern wall, then use gaslighting and say it is southern turn to deceive Nigerians. But many of us are wiser than that. And we understand the stakes that are so high that 2027, it should be a general consensus of well-meaning Nigerians that Tinubu must go for our democracy to survive. We can restart the system after he has gone. But for us to have any semblance of democracy anymore in our country, let's not allow this man consolidate in 2027. If we do, you guys always come back to this video and remember Saddam said so.